Hello guys, Chocolate King, and yes, I am back again. It has been a few decades, it has been a few centuries, but yes, I am back and I've returned. And this will be different. It's not going to be a reaction review, it'll just be purely review this time because I've already read the chapter and got all my thoughts all about it. But, besides from that, I'm gonna quickly go over 1313. With 1313, the reason I make a review for that particular chapter was simply because I didn't think too much actually happened. Pretty sure at that time even Sendo agreed with me that between Bill and McCullum and Ricardo Martinez, Martinez was punching them, and basically the chapter ended off just like 1311 did, where just Billy gonna go for a counter. But that's pretty much it. That's pretty. I didn't review the previous chapters. I don't feel like anything really happened. But 1314, I was not expecting this chapter to go down like this. I was expecting this fight to go down like this. I should have sworn that Billy McCullum was really pull up what Ricardo Martinez does, but I see that George is going for a different angle for Ricardo Martinez altogether. Because like the chapter starts out, Billy McCullum goes for the counter with his left hand. The problem is, since Ricardo Martinez has been punching his left arm so much that he can't even throw out the punch properly because at this point it's damaged like Mishiba was when Ippo kept hitting his arm after he kept doing that elbow block. It's the exact same thing. Sendo points it out and Ippo remembers back then also that Ricardo Martinez basically more than likely purposely did the exact same Ippo. Well, didn't intentionally do the exact same Ippo did, but did the exact same strategy that Ippo used. Well, used the exact same strategy that Ippo used against Billy McCullum, which eventually led to Billy McCullum getting his face pounded in the hamburger. I was not expecting this fight to end up like this. You see my previous videos about the chapter, and I was just, it's gonna be Billy, man. Billy's gonna be a serious threat. That was George hyped him up as a serious threat, and Billy McCullum goes down. It's just, I was not expecting this fight to go down like this. I should have sworn that Billy's gonna be pushing Martinez to his limits. That's what I believe. That's what I thought it was hyping up to be, but apparently, just that was not going to happen at all. Because also, not in 1313, Sendo's just like, yeah, I never did promise to fight Martinez as a Gonzalez. I never made that promise. And even then, it's just, I don't know if he had the stuff. He might have top tier skills, but no, I don't think he got the juice. He don't got the fire, that make me want to fight him. Until 1314 came out and just like, yeah. Now, I still didn't outright say he will fight him, but it's just, he was like, maybe Martinez got the juice after all. Because the way they all went over it just, Sendo pointed out perfectly the fact that could it be possible that Martinez has never had a serious fight throughout his entire career? That is a very concerning thought, because is that possible for Martinez to not really have a serious fight for that long? Because it's not impossible, but I always figured that the whole thing with the recent chapter Ricardo Martinez was, Ricardo Martinez would have these outright slugging, destructive, monstrous fights with people, and now all his fights are boring since he became champion. But apparently the way Ippo put it, and apparently by the way Ricardo Martinez is reacting, apparently that's not the truth. Apparently Ricardo Martinez has always been this monstrous since the beginning of his career. Apparently he's just been an outright beast since he started. Which I was not expecting this to happen, but a savage is a savage nonetheless. It's just, that's an interesting thought. That's a very interesting thought for just like, for it to be a thing that could actually happen to Martinez. And it's kind of sad because I do understand how he feels. It's just, I've been telling my friends to go find me a Rikishi tutorial for a while now, and nobody has showed up. I was playing like Among Us, that game Among Us they've been playing. And my friend Jordan was like, let's play it. So I was like, yeah, I'm gonna play it. He's like, who gonna play with? It's just like the usual guys. He's like, really? There's no victims? Really? I got no new opponents. Just the usual four. Just the usual four. I've already gave you guys the orders. Go wherever you need to go find me a Rikishi tutorial. And I get to find it. Khalid come up with some monstrous theory saying it's gonna be a woman, and I say, I know he came up with some extra parameters for it being a woman. And the extra parameter was in a setup. So that's off subject. But you can understand what it means. Like, how much longer can Martinez continue to go on in his boxing career without a challenge? Because I thought Billy McCullum would do it. Because I thought after the last chapter I did, I thought that Billy McCullum's gonna get him. Like he's gonna actually show something. But that's obviously not what happened. It's just, I keep thinking it, but, cause like immediately, Billy tries to throw the jab, and he can't even throw the punch, and Martinez just tears into him and just crack that shell up, and Bill Stewart just like, yeah, crack that shell up. That's the way you do it, Martinez. And he just gets pounded, and he just gets knocked out cold. And then Martinez is like, once again, I am tested. Really, it's just. Well, this thing, I can't really say if Sendo is not interested in fighting Martinez or not, because it was seem like he was satisfied, but he never did say anything outright. So it's just, I might have to make a feature of Sendo's career video. But I might wait for that. I'll wait for that. But that is interesting. That is an interesting thought that Ippo pointed out. It's just, if Matteo Martinez's career really has went like this the entire time, then that's concerning. That really is concerning. Because how can a person go their entire career without a serious threat? How does this happen? Like seriously, how does that happen? Like not even the world champion you won the belt from was enough. And I know it's gonna probably get turned into some type of meme eventually, but it's just, I guess Billy now realized why even after winning the belt he wasn't seen as a serious threat. He probably should have fought that mandatory first. And maybe 3 fights after that. Because I was really behind Billy. I really was believing him. Because it's just like, Ippo hyped him up, and Sakamura hyped him up. It's just like, yeah, look at those jabs. They're raging and cutting edge. I'm gonna get to the rest of the chapter. I gotta get this off my mind first. It's just, to see him get destroyed like that, it's just, I was not expecting that to happen. And in my opinion, it's quite sad, but. And the funny thing is, I saw Billy McCullum get knocked out in that chapter, and for some reason I wasn't even mad. But see, usually I'd be like, it's not like my time is really wasted. I don't feel like that is what happened. But it's one of those things where just like, I had high expectations for Billy, and it just, he did not deliver it. So, now, that makes it even worse for people like Ippo and Sendo, because a person like Billy McCullum, who's obviously way younger than Martinez, at least by, you gotta say, like at least 10 years, 7 years, give or take. And if that's the case, if Billy McCullum was not able to do it, if AJ Dante was not able to do it, what makes them think Ippo or Sendo can? Now I'll get into that later in the video. And I'll make an entire separate video about that, but it's just, really, it's just, nobody can do it. Nobody. Nobody. So it gets to the rest of the chapter. Which is, I think I already went over the major stuff what happened during the match, and how at this point like everybody's leaving, but we do cut away to an interesting scene. I might be skipping over something, but I don't believe I am. We do cut up to an interesting scene with Alfredo, the Mexican death god Gonzalez, after his death battle, also announces retirement to his team. He goes back to the usual place, the place where we, like one of the earlier few places we saw Freddy Gonzalez doing the whole facing the number 2 of the world arc. And he goes out there and he says, I knew that you would always end up like this, but with those two, I don't think you'd be alone too much longer. Now I have to make an entire separate video about that entire subject, because this does change a lot from the way Ricardo Martinez seen something. Fighting Sendo is one thing, so I'll just leave it up with this part. It's rather that Freddy Gonzalez was referring to Ippo or somebody else. Cause I don't think Freddy Gonzalez knows that Ippo's retired. I don't think he does. So I'm gonna leave it at a what if type of thing. But I see this entirely, and I personally don't like when people do this, but that's such a major subject. Especially how Alfredo Gonzalez has been on Ippo since he first seen him and fought him as a challenger, how his mindset has changed, and how his mindset was changed with Sendo. It's just like, I'm gonna take you to school and then teach you some manners. The entire thing changed, but And it pretty much ends off with Ippo and Sakamaru's gonna go into Sendo's after party. But before we get to that, one of the best scenes inside the manga was when Carter Martinez is just like, once again, I'm still untested. I just want to be taken to the bottom of the abyss, to the bottom of all bottom, the true heart of boxing. And he's like, somebody help me, please. Somebody please help me, please. Help, please. Which is funny because, like, the whole monkish thing earlier, I was just like, somebody please help me for a challenge. I need someone to challenge me. But it's just Martinez really hasn't had an actual challenger, and that's concerning. That really is concerning. Cause I thought, after Sendo knocked him down in the spar, just like, yeah, Sendo can get him. And just at this point, I question if anybody can take down Martinez. I question if anybody can at this point. Cause at this point, it's just like, if Billy could do nothing, absolutely nothing to Martinez, and he's supposed to be like another world champion, and I was wondering why Ricardo Martinez didn't unite the belts. I guess we know why now. And I was talking all that junk about him. Oh, you haven't united the belts. Why Martinez is sitting around? I guess we know why now. He shut me up. Destroyed Billy McCullum. And it does seem like Gonzalez does have some hope for Sendo to actually give Martinez what he wants, because he was able to knock him down in spar. No matter what Bill Stewart want to say, he went down. It's just like, he can't lie to nobody. Your lying days are over, Bill. Like, you can't cover from this time. Just accept what happened and just go on. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I enjoyed the chapter, and I just didn't really think 1313 was an interesting chapter. Really, just maybe if I look back on it, I'd be like, yeah, that'd be an amazing chapter. But currently, I would put it's not too much happened. It's just Billy dodging some more and just taking some damage, and that's it. And it's just, I would say that's probably like, I was expecting to see a good showing from the Philly shell, so they did put some emphasis on it for a full panel spread for just like the Philly shell. Gonna give it some backstory, but then you remember that Ricardo Martinez is known as the Mexican El Diablo, and it's just so a lot of guys on the Reddit was saying he was gonna get mopped up. I didn't believe that, but he got beaten up, so it's just whatever happened. I wasn't expecting it to happen, but poor Billy. Now he's time to go for him to go fade off in obscurity. At this point, there's no need for him to fight Ippo. No, there's no need. There's no reason to waste that time. This map looks excellent. My God, I was talking with the graphics of this game, really. But yeah, that's pretty much been my chapter review. And you can also say partially my it's supposed to be like a partial fight analysis towards the end of this, but I don't know, man. I don't know. It just because I can't sit here and say the fight was bad, but I'm not gonna act like it's one of those fights where I was excited and losing my mind about. I put it like that. Cause I love Martinez, and I love the ideal of this fight, but the payoff for the fight was just, it wasn't disappointing, but it's just I didn't really see that coming, and I'm not really mad that Martinez won. Even though I want to hopefully see what everything Martinez had, and there's gonna be like some type of transformation similar to several more, and like a Rage Nishiba and an Ecstasy Brian Hawk, but no, Martinez had different plans than that. So had some Sakamoris talking, Ippo talking. And that's pretty much been an entire chapter. But when it first did, I will go do like an entire fight analysis. But what is to review? It just Billy McCullum spent a lot of time blocking, and he throws at a punch. Martinez turns his head like he's a veteran, like he's gonna show AJ Dante what to do. Turns his head, it doesn't do anything, and it's just like he was so memorized by that point. He kept on saying, "Please, show me some more, come on, please, show me some more, come on." And he kept jabbing, and Billy McCullum just kept on trying to block, and he just kept jabbing him. Just eventually, just like Billy tried to retaliate, and just he couldn't do anything because the jab done messed up his main functioning weapon. Now he doesn't use the Philly shell like Timofimo Lopez, or like or like a modified version of Philly shit like Roy Jones Jr., where it's a thing like they can actually start throwing punches with the right hand first. Well, let's start jabbing with the right hand first than anything else. It's not like that. So Billy McCullum got sadly destroyed, judges. Then again, this is the same Ippo who thought he could help out Takamura when he's going against Michael Goat, and he was completely wrong. So this is why Ippo should not ever become a coach. And plus, look at the progress of Teihei Kintaro. You remember giving over to Shinoda, because people give Shinoda a lot of junk, but Shinoda was able to get Kimura a world title shot and get Ayoku a world title shot, and was able to train Itagaki to fight Ayami. So you can throw him under the bus all you want, but Shinoda knows what he's doing, in my opinion. In my opinion, he knows what he's doing. So that's pretty much been my review and fight analysis of the entire chapter and stuff. That's pretty much it. There's nothing else really too much after that. That's basically my opinions and my thoughts about it. I personally liked it. I don't really have any problem with the recent chapters. Some people may be mad in a way that, hey, look, it's just that's the thing. Unlike with Dragon Ball Super in its recent chapters, I don't feel like I wasted my time, in my personal opinion. That's personally how I feel. With these last few chapters, I don't feel like I wasted my time at all, and I do like what I got. And even though I wanted Billy McCullum to do some more, I still enjoy the fact that Martinez was able to get his fight. And we did get some better insight into the mind of Martinez and how monstrous he is. I don't think Sendo's ready for him. I don't think Sendo's ready. I just, after seeing that fight, I don't think Sendo's ready for him. Not yet. Not yet. Sendo will at least need one filler fight, because he was able to knock Martinez down. But that's the thing. I still fear that if he goes against Martinez, Martinez will switch up mid-fight into his true fighting style and knock him out just like Gonzalez did. So that would be in Sendo's favor at that time. But I don't know. It's up to how you guys see it. And then with the first Ippo, sure, Ippo got the Demptro, Ippo got some other features, but the whole thing is, in my opinion, the Demptro will finally be used as a feint, but I'll get to that later. It'll be Booming Shockwave King. That's been my review on chapter 13, 14. I'll leave you guys in pen. You can like, comment, and subscribe, I guess. I got a useless Patreon. And that's it. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Be Booming Shockwave King, and peace.